Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of the Caffeinated Mammal Compilation Podcast, where we bring in artists to tell us the story of a song and give us an exclusive in-studio performance of that song. On this episode, we're talking to North Carolina pop-punk band Home for the Day about touring and about their song Muscadine. All right, we're on.
Sick.
So, this is the first ever Caffeinated Mammal Compilation Podcast episode, and we are here with the small town pop punk heroes, Home for the Day. Actually, you're all from some significantly different sized towns.
Yeah, we're not from here. We don't live here at all.
Fucking
Taylorsville.
Taylorsville, the smallest town on the planet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Clemens, High Point, and also Taylorsville. And then our bassist who, Mount Airy. He's not here right now. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He just ain't here.
Just not here. He bailed.
But,
He misses most obligations.
We are super happy to be
you out,
here
Brian.
for the first episode of this. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm stoked to have you guys. So, Home for the Day. Can you guys introduce yourselves and tell us, like...
We're Chad!
Are you watching yourself yourself right now?
It's like Inception.
He's
There's some
self-centered.
guy named Chad. I just
We
want to
got
say
like
hello.
3 viewers, and it's the three
Two
of
of
us
us.
right here.
That's
on my
So-
talking
adorable.
right now.
It's Inception.
I'm Peter. I'm the vocalist and bassist when Brian isn't here, which we have a bassist named Brian who is not here.
I'm Nick. I play guitar and do vocals.
And I'm Thomas, and I do guitar and vocals as well.
Dude, me too.
I'm
Whoa.
Crispy and I play drums.
Your name's Crispy?
Yeah.
Crispy Whip.
Homie, what?
Oh, crispy forever. This is solidified now. You are
Crispy.
forever crispy. And where did Home for the Day come from? By the
Oh,
way,
there
man.
you go, Peter. Tell that epic, really detailed story about
It's
where
not,
our name came
it's
from.
not very cool. They all look at me. They're like, "It's Peter's fault."
It's a cool name.
It's actually really lame. So, I was just kind of home, and my mom had yelled upstairs, and she was like, "Peter, what are you doing today?" And I'm like, "Nothing, Mom. I'm home for the day." And then like 10 minutes later, I'm like, "Home for the day."
God, yeah,
and now here you are.
yeah, what was it? Just in case.
Yeah. So actually, I guess band history. Thomas, this is
Yeah. Okay. So almost 10 years. Well, actually, probably about 10 years accurately now. Me and the original guitarist Mikey, we were putting the band together, and he's like, "I really like Just in Case," and we were like, "Let's make it one word, make it really cool, all that fun shit." And then I got the logo made up. Everything was perfect.
one
And
Goodwill
then
find later.
A friend sent us a picture of an album from Goodwill, and I went and bought this album myself. I have it somewhere, but it was a band happened to be local from Charlotte named Just in Case, and I was like, damn. And I think there's the Tedesco. I might be saying the name completely wrong, but it's like Justin Tedesco. His like brother and sister. It's just a 3-piece band. They're actually
And they
were
specifically
really good.
only released their albums in Goodwills.
I wish. Well, I remember the written in gray fucking merch run was gonna
Yep.
be Goodwill. And that was
Didn't
so
you
funny.
say they opened for like NSYNC?
Yeah,
or
like
something?
they did something
to
crazy.
that. Like,
So
they didn't get huge, but they were like very like regional.
Oh, so they were,
I
like,
guess. I
Poppy,
think
boy
the lead
bandy
singer
Yeah.
kind of thing. Cool.
Teaching at UNC or something. Now.
Word.
so
All
we
right.
had to change the name.
Yeah, that's fair. And then
Yeah.
here you are, home for the day. Except for you're not even none of you are even. Some of you are not even close to home. Right
No,
Never
Yeah.
home.
now.
Funny.
It's a great band.
he said it.
So I think it's really special that I wanted to have you guys as the first guest because I feel like over the years we've built like a nice relationship being in bands together and playing shows. But also, Peter, we were talking about this earlier. You, when the world ended, you kept our scene going by putting on house shows and live streams from your basement, and that was the coolest thing. So I just wanted to, one, be able to highlight that and talk about the cool things you're doing with house shows for Hope, and also some really cool things you guys are doing with Home for the Day. And we're going to talk about your song Muscadine, which you released as a standalone single last year. Is that right?
Yeah, so it was a standalone singer last year on May 12th. Is what we did it on.
Peter Ippolito
Peter
Day.
Ippolito Day. But that was a song a long time in the making. It was kind of written over the course of 2 different tours, which that's what the song's about.
Like a year.
Yeah, it was a year's worth between our first ever run in September, where we went to Texas and back, and then we had like a really long, like first time big boy 2-weeker with Seneca Burns when they had just come out of the musical canal and they were born. We were there. We're literally like the grandparent or uncle or something of
You-
Seneca Burns.
You watched?
We watched
We watched. Yeah, I filmed it.
Oh God.
the whole
It's on my
process.
YouTube.
But yeah, no, the song is dedicated to that. There's a couple cool shout outs to the places that we had been. And it's really meaningful. Like I wanted to write something for the guys to remember everything that we've always done and will keep doing.
Yeah, very cool. So, did you start with that concept, or did you start with picking up the guitar, or what? Where'd this come from?
I think initially I kind of had some words. I don't think I had like a full riff going on yet.
I think you wrote the lyrics first.
I
you
definitely had a
started writing
chorus.
the lyrics coming home from Texas, didn't you?
I had,
Yeah.
so I think I had like a chorus prior that I had used for it. It wasn't anything that was like for a song yet, but I wrote the breakdown, where that comes in and it kind of told the story of what had actually happened, and it just kind of slowly built. I remember driving home from Knoxville after we ate at Shoney's and I jumped the curb.
That was a good time, man.
You talking about the one that had like the homeless?
The
dude
homeless
just-
guy.
Because
Yeah,
you're about to
yeah.
shit your pants after eating Shoney's. and you-
Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, I
that-
saw
I
it and
felt
I'm like,
sorry.
let's
That
go.
breakfast
That was
buffet
my
is
first time at a
dangerous.
Shoney's.
Is great. There's no better way to end. It really wasn't the end either.
I
We still
have-
had one more
I
show.
have
Peter
core
paid for our
childhood
breakfast.
memories of getting Shoney's for breakfast on the way to the beach, and in my brain, that place is only synonymous with going to Myrtle Beach, and I don't know. That's just it is. So you ate one at one in Knoxville, and that's
Yep.
in
Yeah.
my schema of the way the world works. That's blasphemous.
No other Shoney's exist. There's one in Statesville, wasn't there?
There
Oh, yeah, I
was.
think so.
Yeah, there was.
There
and then
There
it
used
be-
to be one in Greensboro. Oh well, so it's like close to the Greensboro airport. Like it's the same exit, but I think I-40 divides like Greensboro and High Point. So I think the Shoney's was technically in High Point, but
This is a
they closed it
podcast
down.
about Shoney's now.
Yeah,
This is every band's first Shoney's experience.
I don't care about
Yeah, good
Muscadine.
soup,
Let's
yeah.
talk about
Um,
Shoney's.
But
More
yeah,
important
so
matters.
the real lyrical process, aside from the chorus, which I kind of adopted in, because that was our first run, and I think the guys can say that was more than we could have ever imagined to happen. I mean, we played the Masquerade next to Knock Loose, where they
Oh,
sold
that's
out a
cool.
show,
That's
and
amazing.
and we had like 3 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
They had the whole crowd. Well, we got like, we played for a few band members.
Yeah.
So
And then and we made a lot of good friends. I mean, close enough.
Absolutely.
We're like completely tight with them now.
Yeah, they're the
16
best.
Bullets, I love them.
It had to feel really
They're
good
actually
for a
not really
second to
together
see
right
all
now.
those people lined up for the same venue.
And then it's
and then
not
it's
you.
not you.
yeah, I just pretended it was for us.
Well,
so
not
you feel
was it
better.
Knocked Loose or the other band that came in? I swear it was
No,
Knocked
it
Loose.
was- no, it was Knocked Loose
two of
because,
the guys from Knocked Loose
Came over and watched Duck Beat
they were
cover Knocked
playing,
Loose.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, they were playing Hell, like the Hell stage.
And we were
the
in Purgatory.
Masquerade. And we were in Purgatory, which was pretty cool because, like, you know, being backstage like somewhere like that, and you just
It's a
like, see
maze.
like a bigger name on like not really a marquee, but like, hey, you guys go here, and then
Like a
we're
piece of
right
paper.
beside them, and it was so cool.
If
I
you
don't
watch
know.
our music video for Sleeping for an Hour,
Yeah.
you
It's in there.
see
Yeah, I got a
like
clip of that.
That's pretty
But
cool.
So-
yeah, Duck Beak started playing their cover of it, and just you look to like right where the
they're
bathrooms
just
are, and they were just
bobbing
right there,
heads.
just watching.
They peeked
awesome.
their head in
That's
for a
awesome.
Yeah.
second.
So I mean that's more than you could ask for on the first night. The second night we couldn't get anything booked. I had like me and Christian and I bled Arkansas dry of a spot that we could do. I mean every Thursday with karaoke or drag night, and that was the night that we were trying to book. So we stopped at Talladega on the way there, and you guys hung out at the museum that allowed no
Yeah.
beach balls, which upset me.
Yeah,
Dude, I would have just walked away. Sorry, we can't play tonight.
figure it out.
I was
Talladega.
upset, and then it was like a 10-hour drive. We drove all day from Essentially,
We were like an hour outside of Atlanta.
yeah, we slept at
and we
a
drove
pilot.
all the way to Texarkana.
Yep, I woke everyone up at that pilot, and we drove all the way to Texarkana.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Times
I
in
did.
Texarkana.
It did go off. So we stopped at Little Rock.
Yeah.
Do we tell Hunter's story?
Yes.
I'm telling Hunter's story. I can't not.
Either that or the pizza place story. I mean,
Well, both are gonna happen. So we our merch guy was with us, and bless his heart, every date we played, he set his Tinder profile to the flyer,
Oh, that's great.
and so he would swipe everybody, and then like
nonstop.
it,
for
boy girl, it
hours.
didn't matter, and every guy would be like, "Hey, you're cute. You want to go to a show? No, maybe you'll find love there."
Real quick, yeah, real quick. So
Yeah.
he had one guy message him, like trying to talk to him, and he's advertising our show like the next day, and the guy says something like, "I'm on here looking for a relationship, not a rock concert." And Hunter replies and says, "Well, man, maybe you'll meet somebody at the show." And the guy said, "I'm reporting you."
Oh,
So-
you got
Didn't
reported
come to
what
the
2 or
show.
3
He did.
times?
Like 10
Use your
times.
Tinder. Use your Tinder. Everybody on this live stream.
Dude,
Promote your show. Do it that.
but
fuck
your
love.
like girlfriend or wife picks up your phone, like, why the fuck do you have Tinder? I'm just promoting my band, man.
See?
That is it.
That's a friend.
That is it.
He matched with
Hunter-
one girl.
Hunter is a
Look at my
pro.
pictures.
Yeah.
They're show flyers.
He matched
Like,
with one girl on the way there because she was kind of close to that Georgia area, and she was like, "Oh, well, I mean, I would have came out, but I'm on a business trip in Little Rock." And he said that. I'm like, "Hunter, we're going there." I'm like, "Literally where we're going."
Yeah.
And so he meets up with her in Little Rock, and she has dinner with us.
That's amazing.
Prior to that,
She was nice.
she was very nice. Prior to that, we were gonna try and play at a pizza place, and we show up, and it's the one block in Little Rock with no power.
Yeah. I put that in the song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stood on the
which is
dark
also in the
box of
song,
South
which is
Little
part of
Rock,
it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So then we slept in Texarkana. We kept driving. It was like the last 5-hour stretch to Texas, and that's where we met Pennyboard and New Heroes and Belclair, and we found the
House
water
parties.
trees, house parties.
Jeez.
Well, first it was just at their house. We did a house show.
Oh, that was the next day.
Yeah, and so then we woke up and we were getting ready to leave, and we're at a Whataburger hanging out, and they call us back and they're like, "Hey, so I know we rushed you out because we had to like set up for a festival the next day, but a band just dropped. Do you and Duckbeak want to like come play and do like a split set?" And we're like, "So do we ditch Memphis or do we play Texas?" And we stayed in Texas.
The obvious answer was to ditch Memphis because.
No, that sounds rad.
Well, ironically, we used the excuse that we had car trouble because John and Atticus actually got rear-ended.
Remember
Oh.
Mike's mom texted him and said,
Not
"You
part
guys
of the
have
Tinder
to
plan."
travel."
It wasn't part of the plan, but I mean, it wasn't bad. There was no damage, and the guy's like, "Welcome to Dallas."
Yeah, that was the
Texas.
best part about it.
Completely goes back to his traffic.
Oh.
So which required us to drive 13 hours to Knoxville overnight. And we played Lad and Last, which is a really cool biker shop where Atticus broke his ankle and I lost my voice because the Texas air
We
is
had to
dry.
hold the bass drum still. 'cause
But
it wouldn't stop
I
moving.
I don't think he
Yeah.
broke his
I
ankle, but
remember.
he's
He
still
did
having
something.
He, like,
issues.
twisted
from
Yeah.
it.
it, I think.
Jeez.
I remember that show at the Latin Last because I remember Matt from Duck Beak was holding the fucking. He was
turns
holding
on
the
it.
bass
And the
drum,
kick drum
and I
kept
jumped
sliding.
in, and fucking just let all ass just drop, and I was like, "Oh man, that's bad. I'm sorry."
That's like what I did to.
You almost
to
Did that also
Brian
land
at
in the
the-
song somewhere?
That did not
I
land in the
wish.
song.
I wish. I would have like just dusted the mic if you wanted me to, right? Just burp.
You know, you guys are gonna play an exclusive version of that song later. So
We'll change the lyrics and
Yeah,
everything
we'll
will just
set
be
up
about
one
how
mic
Thomas
just in the
farted.
back.
yeah.
So by the end of it, you know, that main part came together, and it was I spent 2 days in Denton, drove 13 to Knox. I stood on the dark blocks of South Little Rock. Atlanta was empty. My voice wasn't heard, but we knocked loose with feeling the worst. And that just felt special in the moment because that was our first like big boy out of North Carolina steps. And there was so much that happened, and we became that band where we leave and everything happens to us. Where I remember like an interview with like Bullet for My Valentine or something where they're like, "Oh yeah, we're the most boring band ever. Nothing ever happens
Bullshit.
to us."
I about
And-
died in their fucking crowd.
And so you know we get on that page, and I kind of took points from other things. Like we started, we all got together the last day of summer and started on the first day of fall, which is in the beginning, and then it kind of carried on. into the second tour where we did the 2 week where I'd finished the other verse, which was the only thing I was missing. And it was driving to West Virginia to play the Rim. And we had just left Buffalo and Rochester, and that's where I wrote about the city lights and the colored skies, because it was a beautiful painting, just pure West Virginia, just awesome.
So essentially, this song is your tour diary.
It is. It,
Yeah.
it was a really, really, really big tour diary of everything that happened, which it doesn't explain as much from the second tour as it does the first. But putting both together, because it was with the same people, because we brought Seneca, which was 90% of Duckbeak. So we got to experience that whole trip again with the same people we enjoyed, and it was great. I mean, it was just making those memories and having that song for us.
Very cool. So, and you called it Muscadine because you guys were drinking wine
Oh.
the whole time.
No,
Wine
it's
drunk
actually
on
a
the
very
road.
dumb
No,
reason.
No, it has
it's called
nothing.
that.
Yeah, so
Very dumb.
You want to tell that?
Yeah.
Peter?
Yeah, keep talking.
I will.
Keep talking.
Oh, you guys want to say? You guys can
I
say
just
something.
assumed
No,
you're wine
this
drunk
part
the
you gotta
whole
tell,
time.
'cause it was like
I mean, it
It's
was
just
me.
you.
So we played my house, like the week before. We did like a little pre thing.
Yeah.
Something like
And that was with 50 Flies, Novo Omega, and A Young Man's Burial. And so Atticus shows up, and my neighbor had just given me a full bag of muscadines that he grows every year. He's got a vine. And so
He's a cool guy.
yeah, I love Dale.
Showed me guitar.
And I'm chewing on it, and I spit it out. And Atticus is like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Muscadine." And so the whole time,
Well, what about what Mike said?
that was meningitis. He didn't know how to say muscadine, so he would just say meningitis.
Peter has a bag full of
Meningitis?
upstairs.
Oh, that
So
got weird.
the funny thing with Muscadine is that it actually goes back further than that. When Peter lived at his previous
Oh, I had
house,
muscadines there too.
there were muscadines growing out beside his house. It was a duplex, and it like his side was just woods, and muscadines were growing out there. And one day I got there, and at this point I had maybe only known you for like a year.
Yeah,
and
no,
I just
we were kind of fresh.
I got out of the car. I just went over there and started picking them and eating them. He's like, "No, wait, what are you doing? What are?" I was like, "It's muscadines." He's like, "What are muscadines?" I knew what they were because they grew at my high school, and my great grandpa would go down there and like pick them and make wine with them. But I would.
He would go take the grapes from your high school.
They were like across
You
the
were
street.
stealing
Like
from the
my
school
school
property?
was like in a little
You
like
always steal from
loop.
school properties.
No, I think it was actually
see that.
property of
Not
the
anymore.
library, but no. So I convinced him to try a muscadine because he had no idea what they were, and
Lo
then
and behold.
when all this came back around, it was like,
And it just became the thing. Like, we'd be on the phone with each other, and the answer would be like, "Hey, what's up?" We talk, and we would end the phone call and be like, "Love you, buy muscadine," and we go,
We still say that,
"Muscadine."
so, yeah.
Yeah.
Love you, buy muscadine.
And then Jim and I from Pennyboard was like, got me feeling like a muscadine.
Yes. So, and that kind of led that we were gonna have everything was a joke. Everything was a running joke, and we were supposed to drop an EP, and it was called the Mulch EP, and it was supposed to be everything that we had joked about on tour, and it was supposed to spell it out. So it was Muscadine, a pilot, let's go to Bucky's, can't be doing that, man, and Ha Mike shit his pants.
Two
Which
other funny stories.
that eventually got scrapped, and we kept Muscadine, and we're technically keeping a pilot and Let's Go to Bucky's, which we've been playing for a while now. That's a different story. That's a whole different fruit right there.
"Oh, it's a beaver."
It's a whole different fruit. So
That's a
sick.
grape.
And so, are you gonna put this out on? I know you're working on another EP right now, right?
Yes.
Is Muscadine gonna be on that, or are you gonna leave it as a standalone?
Yeah.
So Muscadine will be on that because it was supposed to be just part of that initial chunk, which we are working on our album, which will be split into an EP, a single, another EP, and then you'll have the actual album by our 10-year, which we never actually discussed. But we're not on a hiatus because we're still doing stuff like this,
Sure.
and I'm playing acoustic shows and we're releasing music and making content and blah blah blah.
Pete from HFTD.
Yeah, Pete from HFTD.
Shut up. It's funny.
But yeah, so that'll be on there, and we're trying to get out a song a month. This is really kind of the first time we're kind of talking about the build of it like we've talked amongst ourselves, but I mean, really, we kind of need to discuss with people anyway what's going to happen.
Yeah,
they
no, that
they
sounds awesome.
need to know.
What's the plan, man? We gotta know.
You want to talk about the plan, Christian?
The plan is we're breaking up today. This is like the last thing.
Yeah.
we're ever
This
doing.
is it. Oh,
Yeah. So thanks, Sean.
oh, you're welcome.
Just
You
shy
ruined
of
it.
10 years.
Glad I
that's
got to.
kinda
Glad I got to
depressing.
witness
That would be
this.
fun. Like just a month before, just like
No, sit down. We're not done.
Tour's canceled.
The hell
Joke's
with
on you.
We're gonna cancel it mid-tour.
We don't come home.
it. Just play Ohio.
We just get
and
lost
come
in
home.
Ohio.
Yeah. Staying in Ohio.
No, so we're starting all these other songs. We're gonna try and release one a month, starting with the first EP. Which do we want to release names? Do we want to keep those a secret?
We
can
just
say
we
a
just we just said let's go to Bucky's
I'm talking
and
about
a pilot.
the names of the EPs.
No, just
They
you
had
can say the name of
names?
this EP, and then
We'll keep the rest
Yeah.
under wraps.
Yeah.
So
I
the
didn't know they had names. Shit.
we said it in the chat.
Yeah. You
I don't pay attention.
I'm gonna get you glasses for your birthday.
Well, my eyes are still gonna be pretty red.
he still can't read.
Anyway.
Yeah, so this one is gonna have Muscadine, a pilot, and Let's Go to Bucky's. Which, if you've seen us anytime recently, we've been playing it. We ask you, do you want to hear the grape song or the beaver song?
And I'm hoping people like. I don't know if they mean vagina or what.
No, it
You know-
definitely has some people questioning what's going on.
So here's my dream tour, and maybe we could do this together. I want to go on a tour where we just play in Bucky's parking lots and call it the Buskies tour.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
good.
that'd be
Silly
so
Goose
what
beat us
band
there.
Did that?
Yeah,
Silly
Silly Goose
Goose.
did it and got
Yeah.
shut down after like 2 songs.
And then
But
they
hey, they
played
did it.
Rockville, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Silly, man, I think I saw them at Rockville.
you did.
No, you
Well-
missed them because Natalie didn't want to see them.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because I was hoping. I think it was hoping to see Trivium, but it was like right before the rain or right after the rain.
Yep.
Because we got rained out like one song into Avatar, which sucked.
Oh, you like them too.
I fucking love Avatar,
Yeah.
but I got to see Bullet, so I mean that was a perk. I almost died in there.
Fair.
Like crowd surfing is no joke.
Yeah, because that arena in South Carolina sucks.
So, anything else you guys want us to know about the song or the band or anything like that?
I
Or
think we covered the song pretty well.
you guys ready
um,
to?
Peter, do you still have hemorrhoids?
Yeah, I saw him earlier. It's bad. It's bad.
First off, I don't want to hear it from the guy who bleeds out of every hole in his body.
How
That's
long did it
true.
take you to unclog that toilet?
First
Hours.
episode, we are officially the classiest podcast on the block, fellas.
You
Not
asked
when
the wrong
we're
band.
around.
Bloodbag Whittington over here.
No, I think we covered the song pretty well. But I mean, you can check us out everywhere. We have a wide variety of songs out. We actually just dropped a Christmas one. If you like Guardians of the Galaxy, we totally
Yeah.
ripped off their Christmas special. So that's everywhere right now. Thank you guys for rocking that out. There's a cool video of us dressed up as the Guardians and all sorts
And
of
the
stuff.
video is way better than the rest of our videos, and it's not even an original song.
No, we're just gonna do
We
covers.
always do like really good for our cover music.
Yeah, we're
Covers
gonna do
only.
covers the rest
Yeah.
of the rest of the year.
Yeah.
No actual music. But no, we're coming back in September. Date's not official yet, but we have a really cool, massive lineup of friends from the history of Home for the Day that will be joining us, and we hope that if you guys have enjoyed us or are learning about us now, that you'll like us enough to come out and celebrate that 10-year with us.
Hell yeah. All right, well, we're about to get an exclusive in-studio performance of Muscadine from Home for the Day, so here we go.
I forgot the words.
I didn't even bring my guitar.
A summer night turns into fall. A couple kids who want it all. The open road winding unknown. We packed our bags and left from home. And I'm nowhere near where I should be, but I'm far from the start. Gonna take it slow so I can try and see. Never looking back, never looking back. I'm gonna need some time to find the best of me. Never again, never again. Longer nights turn into days. Spring arrives. spent 2 days in Denton, drove 13 to Knox. I stood on the dock blocks of South Little Rock. Atlanta was empty, my voice wasn't heard, but we knocked loose the feeling of feeling our worst. I spent 2 days in Denton, drove 13 to Knox. I stood on the dock blocks of South Little Rock. Atlanta was empty, my voice wasn't heard, but we knocked loose the feeling of feeling our worst. I never thought I'd be here. I never thought that I would be who I wanna be. I never thought I'd be here. I never thought that I would be who I wanna be. Gonna take it slow so I can try and see. Not looking back, I'm not looking. I'm gonna need some time to find the best of me. Take it slow so I can try and see. Gonna need some time to find the best of me. Gonna take it slow, I'm gonna take it slow. I'm gonna need some time. Well, then they'll say I spent 2 days in Denton, drove 13 to Knox. I stood on the dock blocks of South Little Rock. Atlanta was empty, my voice wasn't heard, but we knocked loose the feeling of feeling our worst.
Love You by Muscadine.